Why is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
So here's something I wanted you know that story how Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday?
Yes.
Where he woke up and was asking everybody, do you know this song?
Yes.
So I think I might have written a song in a dream 2 nights ago.
Is it about me?
No, it's about sweet corn.
Okay.
And it has the three gospel singers in the background, like
Okay.
sweet corn. Like, do you know of any songs about sweet corn? And did I actually write this song? Oh, all ashore.
It's 11:30.
I know.
It's only a one
I
off.
know.
I mean, you could wager that Oklahoma is partially about sweet corn.
Okay, well, I'll dog ear it because I feel like I might have written a hit.
I mean, by itself, only about sweet corn, you're probably the dude.
Yeah, I think what I remember of the lyrics, because again, dream state, you don't remember everything. I think it was your traditional love song comparing somebody to sweet corn.
Okay, so I was actually going to say, is sweet corn like literal, or is this
A euphemism for,
a
I don't know.
euphemism, or is it a metaphor? What is it?
I don't know. I'm going to have to spend
Is
some
it
more
something
time.
about being a stalker?
Oh, interesting. The thing though, I just thinking now, like there's no reference to silk. I'm going to have to go tonight. I'll have to do some rewriting.
You're gonna have to add a verse,
Yeah.
because that will add to the mystery. If you add some like sexy silk talk, that will definitely add to the mystery, and like peeling back the layers.
Exactly.
This is Why, with your hosts, Heidi Hedquist and Luke Poling.
How do you feel about people who honeymoon at Disney World? It's a little weird, right?
I don't know. Not if we go back to Leonard's book.
True. So there was a couple. Well, let's say that. So true, but what about if you were at Cedar Point in Dayton, Ohio?
This is hilarious because I was waiting for when we were going to talk about this, and then Rachel was like, "I was going to send this to you and Luke, but I'm sure you guys are already going to talk about this." Yes. Okay.
So the headline says couple charged for having sex on amusement park ride, police say. And so my first thought went to
Roller coaster.
what amusement park ride?
The
Right.
Magnum. It would have to be, or the Gemini.
I was.
Have you
yeah,
been to Cedar Point?
I have not.
Okay.
It's a little too Midwest for me.
It's America's roller coaster.
I know, but
It is where it was our David Buster's. That is where we all would go every summer.
Sandusky, Ohio.
Yes. After
Interesting.
Pablo closed, because Pablo was our ultimate, because that was Detroit.
Of course.
But
So,
anyway,
so my mind, I like clicked on the link, but while it was loading, I was even set the phone down to think for a second. Like, well, what could this be that would make somebody be like, this is the place?
it's the
Right.
worst place.
So, I mean, merry-go-round, right out for a whole variety of reasons.
You're right.
The Viking
Though
ship
best
thing-
name, because it.
True. Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure there's some sort of weird porn fetish with
Oh,
that.
for sure.
But the Viking ship seemed like a good one that would work.
Yes. I think that's a good one.
I think
the
roller coaster.
Tilt-a-whirl.
Or that one where they spin you really fast and then drop the floor out.
The rotor. I mean, if you
Yes.
can do it on the rotor, you are a pro.
You should be getting a free nest, frankly.
Yeah, you should definitely. That is 100,000 tickets, and nobody pukes. If nobody pukes, and you can do it on the rotor,
Yeah.
more power to you. The scrambler, the witch's wheel. Have you ever the witches? So the witch's
No.
wheel.
Okay.
I've only ever seen at Cedar Point, and I love that ride. And that one would be a blast because you're in a car, just two of you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like closed in, but you can see out and everything. It's like little bars.
Right.
And it's like spin, like goes around like this, and then it goes up and up and up, and eventually you're going in a circle where you're upside down at the top.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's really fun. Nobody really pukes, but it's really fun. And that would be an easy and fun, and have enough where you could get caught, but enough privacy.
Right.
But the
Wait.
Ferris wheel,
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Snorefest.
one, you do you. I mean, well, not in this instance, but in general.
Right.
Follow your bliss. It is the fact that, yeah, not a very exciting ride. They're apparently also terrible liars.
Horrible liars.
They're 32, witnessed by 4 women, including 2 juveniles. They denied having sex on the ride. The woman told police she had shorts on under her dress and had dropped a pack of cigarettes. Bent over to grab it, and her partner helped, which, again, I think that sounds like something out of the Make Love Not Porn
Yes.
video columns.
Perhaps that's what they were doing, trying to get on that site.
Maybe. Witnesses insisted that they were indeed doing the horizontal mambo, that they're both naked, and they saw, quote, both the male and female moving back and forth. The group said that the couple knew that they were watching and started laughing and continued their behavior. Ugh. The couple then admitted to having sex. So really, terrible liars can't...
pick a ride to save their life.
Yeah, can't... No acting ability. No ability to be like, don't know what you're talking about. Cigarettes dropped. What do you want from me?
Right, which therefore, like, how much fun could they really be having? Like, how much fun could they really be? Neither of them are much fun.
Because they're terrible liars. They're...
terrible actors.
Right, so all of
they
this
like
sort
the Ferris wheel, like, whether for hanky-panky or not, nobody likes the Ferris wheel.
Before we were talking about, I kept feeling like we should have just used the phrase "making whoopee" just repeatedly in this story. Yeah. But no, it's, and then again, when you're spotted and you laugh, like that's, you kind of, I was going to say caught with your pants down, but they were.
They were, for sure.
Yeah. So unfortunate. So I give them a few weeks to sterilize that Ferris wheel before going back on.
I mean, it's probably not even close to the grossest thing that's been on the seats of that Ferris wheel.
Yeah. No, Mr. Ferris must be quite literally rolling in his grave.
Right. Completely. At least they could have done is gone to the Wonder Wheel on Coney Island.
Oh, exactly.
The name's better.
Have some decency. Have you always had a passion for, or let me put it this way. At some point in your teenage years, was your dad like standing at the bottom of the stairs yelling, "No son of mine's going to be selling soap to keep everyone cleaner and healthier," and you're just like, "I'll show you, Dad"? Is that what it was like?
Not at all.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I misread you then.
Yeah, no, it was close.
Okay.
Not too far off.
So what is your origin story?
So Iron Lion Soap got started because I had a really terrible case of ringworm that I couldn't get rid of with Western medicine. And I contracted it from jiu-jitsu. I had a very unconventional childhood. We didn't play soccer or baseball. We did we played with guns and did jiu-jitsu.
The family that MMAs together stays together.
Yeah, totally. Right. We no joke when we would have family disputes or I'm the oldest of three. If me and my brother would disagree or my sister and my brother would disagree, no joke, almost verbatim, my dad would be like, "Let's go to the garage. Take care of it on the mats. I don't want to hear it."
I mean,
if only all families could do that.
It really makes you consider what you want to fight about.
Right?
It's like, is this worth it?
But
right, anyway, yeah. So you have ringworm.
So I had ringworm, couldn't get rid of it with the traditional Western medicine. I tried the topicals, I tried the injectable, I tried the the pill, and it wasn't working. It was probably like 2-3 weeks. And I come from a fairly hippie family, right? So we weren't going to put bleach on my skin. We weren't going to do the duct tape and Windex thing, right? Because we just knew probably not the best, if I'm going to take the steroids, let's just not even go that way, right?
Yeah.
And so one day, my crazy Israeli mother came with me to the doctor, and she's like, "This shit's not working. What else can you do? What else can we go see a doctor who knows what they're talking about?" Right? Something just so aggressive and Jewish of her. And the doctor was like, "Yeah, go check out this I think I forget what she called her, but like this herbalist a couple of cities away, right?" And we went, we checked it out, and she gave us the introduction, or she sort of opened our eyes to the power of essential oil. And this was in 2005, where Oprah wasn't talking about essential oils. There were no essential oils MLM. There were no yoga moms peddling essential oil, right? So it was like, okay, right? And coming from a fairly hippie-esque family, like it wasn't that weird to try to harness the power of nature. So we were like, cool, we'll give it a shot. And probably within a week, you know, not only did my ringworm sort of infection die off, but it was gone. And we were sold, right? We were like, cool, fucking tea tree is amazing.
Right.
And it was really expensive. It was this really pure oil that this herbalist was giving us from Australia, and so we're like, well, what's, like, now that we know about tea tree, where can we find something that's aligned with this? And sure enough, Trader Joe's had like a tea tree soap bar, and we were like, awesome, great. Started using it. It was part of our mix in the family for a little bit, and it ended up drying my mother and my sister out. They would get like uncomfortably dry because of the tea tree, right? And so we're like, all right, well, let's keep forging this path. Let's keep seeing what, we know we like tea tree. We know we like natural soap. What else can we keep doing? Discovered Dr. Bronner's, then discovered another alternative, and sort of started playing with this idea of like, what's the best one? And simultaneously, while all this is going on, this is probably, 2005 to 2007-ish, we're training jujitsu, we're regularly participating in our jobs, right? We have lives outside of soap. And one day during our training session, one of our training partners, he was sort of this prolific lawyer, and he said, like, hey, I want to gift your soap that you've been gifting us to some of my clients, over. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead here in the story, but we had the conversation about holiday gifts, right? And we were thinking, oh yeah, maybe like that's cool. Like, we could probably try making our own soap, right? After we were going on this journey, right? And so that's exactly what happened. We started making our own soap, and we were playing around in the kitchen sink, and then we would, make different vats of soap, and, kitchen sink is, a couple of gallons. So we'd have a lot of soap, and we'd start passing those out to our friends and our family, and subsequently our training partners. And so as the holidays got closer and closer, that lawyer basically said, hey, I'd love to gift these soaps out to my clients for the holidays. And I was a young, hungry kid. So I was like, yeah, well, we can make some soap for you. How many you need? And he was like, 500 pieces. And, at the time, we probably haven't even made 500 pieces in those couple of years that we were just fucking around and playing with soap. And long story short, that's basically how Iron Lion Soap was born. That night, very much like every other night, we came home from jiu-jitsu. We would have family, we would have dinner as a family. That was something that we did every single night. And, it was an opportunity for us to recap and touch in with each other, and sort of get into sync, as we grew up. We all live our own lives, right? But dinner was a way for us to sort of get together again. And the conversation about our training partner asking for soap, and me agreeing to 500 pieces, and my dad laughing in my face saying, we've never made that many. And my brother was like, well, I can help, right? And that night at dinner, we decided that we were going to start a soap company. And that's sort of how it all started. So
you obviously pulled it off, the 500 pieces.
Yeah, we're here 15 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we did the 500 pieces. It was nothing like what we offer now, what is on the market now. But it was our alpha. That was our first iteration ever of what we know now is what is Iron Lion soap.
So can you talk a little bit about what is in these? Because Dial doesn't offer this variety of soap.
That's correct.
I don't want to say flavors, scents.
Formulations.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So there's 3 types of soaps available basically on the market, right? Most commonly, you have a lard-based soap, right, which typically is an animal fat, or could potentially be human fat if you watch the movie Fight Club.
I was going to ask, is that the Fight Club soap, and if that's how you made it? Okay,
that's the Fight Club soap.
Yes, but this isn't even. But this is an even better Fight Club. This is jiu-jitsu.
That's true. Yeah, I'm going to cross that off the list of questions.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
The second type of soap in the market is the mass-produced sort of chemically created soap, and that soap is mass produced and made in a large scale. And then the third variation of soap is more or less what we create, and that is plant-based and small batch made. So those are the three signifiers of sort of common availability in the soaps. What really sets Iron Lion soap apart is our formulations are made with these sort of intentions or these purposes, right, for certain ailments, but also we are trying to position our bar and our brand in a way that we're for everybody and everyday use, right? Like, let's keep it real. Almost everyone showers. There's highly likely something that you can find within our ecosystem that fits your needs.
Well, who doesn't love good soap, right? Like, I mean, if you're going to invest in something, soap is probably a really wise one. Cleanliness is good, and it is like all over your body. It gets more intimate with you than most people. So
yeah, I mean, and a ton of people don't even realize they have a fucking soap budget. Like, you buy soap every month, every year for X amount of years, right? Like, you have a budget for soap, you just don't realize it. And
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one of our big kind of objectives these next couple of years is, for lack of better terms, and to keep it as simple as possible, but it's like demystifying the shower ritual, right? It doesn't have, it shouldn't be something that you do on your way out, or let me just fucking rinse off real quick, or I'm not nasty and sweaty, let me just grab something off the shelf and use it, right? We're really trying to break that barrier, and it doesn't have to be this intimate thing. While it is an intimate experience and very personal, it should be sort of an environment that you cultivate and elevate and take control of, because it is so special and it is something you do so regularly.
Now, you were kind enough to send us some soaps to sample, so we
you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
yes,
okay.
We should.
I've had a lot of house guests lately, and many of them have had to utilize my shower. I've been hiding your soap because I don't want to share it.
I love that. I love to hear that.
Well, it's probably not the best thing, because of course I also want to promote your soap and share it with other people, but
that's how we've gotten here. Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to just get through all the ones, because you were so generous and you sent us so many wonderful ones. I just wanted to get through that batch myself, so no one else could try them first. And I don't share my soap. I'm very, I like my own bar.
Totally.
And so then when I order more, I will order some for guests. But I just need to confess that no one has been allowed near your soap.
I love that.
So, but I was wondering, I was trying, I believe it was the Mojo or the Mango. Began with an M. I can't find the box. But it has these little pieces, for lack of a better term, in it.
Is it a brown bar?
Yes, brownish.
That's Mojo. So it's it's vanilla with the oatmeal in there, and so those bits that you're feeling are a steel rolled oat that give you like a gentle but deep conditioning, as well as an exfoliation.
I was wondering about that, because there is a tactile feel of like, oh, this is nice. I like this, rubbing this on my arm. Like, if that was a bug turned feature, or a feature that from the beginning you were like, no, this feels nice when you put it on your skin. So
Mojo was our fifth formula when we rolled out our creation, and it came to fruition because my mom didn't like the manly scents that we were creating, right? So the first one we did was peppermint tea tree and health.
Yes.
Peppermint tea tree and hemp. The second one we did was eucalyptus tea tree and peppermint leaves. The third one we did was a patchouli and cedar, right? The fourth one we did was just the T2 bar, or just the tea tree bar, excuse me. And so she was like, hey, come on now, man. And so we're like, okay, cool. Like, let's do something that smells good, right? But to keep in line with our ethos and to keep our sort of mission focused initiatives, it had to be functional, it had to be all natural, and it had to have some level of specialty, right? Second to those three items, it had to be high performing, it had to be 100% plant-based, and lastly, it had to be something that my mom liked. So it took a lot of sort of playing around and figuring out, but we were able to procure a vanilla bean from Madagascar that not only gives that dark, rich brown color, but also gives that super, super pungent, smack you in the face vanilla. And truth be told, vanilla doesn't have the most beneficial sort of characteristics or medicinal type of characteristics. So we then started thinking, like, what can we include with vanilla that will help elevate its performance? Naturally, we have olive oil as a base. Naturally, we have coconut as a base. That brings a ton of antibacterial and antifungal properties. And so we were like, let's try to bring it out of that space and something to more that could be enjoyable and beneficial for our female audience, right? My mother, and she always
for her, sure.
So for her, right? And
yeah.
and you know, my mom always took care of herself. I grew up always seeing her take care of herself, right? She'd have the pumice stone and the loofah and 3 different types of, right? And so I was like, what is like the pumice, right? It's for exfoliating, it's for removing dead skin. Let's create this aroma that is very tantalizing and encapsulating, but also helps cleanse you on a deeper level. And that's sort of where we started exploring natural exfoliants. That's how we discovered and started experimenting with different additives such as poppy seeds or actual pumice. We've experimented with sunflower seeds, and in the case of Mojo, steel rolled oats. And it's sort of led to this additional feature list by using the oatmeal. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps reconstitute vitamin D and E into your skin. So it just, when we landed on oatmeal, it was a surefire thing because it also brought with it these other set of benefits that completed that sort of formula. Yeah.
How long does it take you to devise a new bar of soap, to come up with a new figure? And how do you do that? Do you have just a giant shower that everyone gets into at once and you pass around the same bar, or does everyone get their own?
Yeah, so we definitely don't do the group shower thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You run your company your way, bud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But we kind of just experiment. A lot of it, again, is very ethos driven, very, very sort of objective based, right? So we have sort of 2 main focuses. The second side of that, I guess, is really just like where the inspiration comes from, right? Sometimes we can create a formula in just a matter of hours. Something like our koala's diet formula, which is literally a bar of soap based on the diet of a koala bear.
Amazing.
Yeah, I got stoned and was having some ice cream and was watching koalas on the TV and was like, wow, they have an incredible diet.
That's perfect.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Plus, they smell amazing. Have you ever held a koala?
I've never held a koala. That's incredible.
So I've held a koala. My friends lived in Australia, so I was able to.
Here we go.
They smell so good. They smell like the best sort of cough drops, and like it just emanates from them. So it's perfect.
Right. It's based on, I mean, eucalyptus, camphor, basil,
Yes.
thyme, chia, right? Like they have an incredible diet.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like our Mojo formula, right? That was a process. I would say we probably developed Mojo in a year or a year and a half time. But it really just depends. Like we're not our model or our business isn't predicated on making or selling soap. It's about impacting and influencing people's life. So we're not rushing to create new formulas, or we're not busy doing R&D unless it's really intentional.
So it's okay if it takes a year and a half, 2 years
Totally,
to get your Mojo working. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Take
It was
your time with
it was a long walk, but we
You
got
were
there.
waiting. You were
Yeah.
just waiting for the moment. Just
Yeah.
gotta
Maybe.
get it in there.
Yeah.
You seeded that one early, man. That was
Yes.
good.
Yes, you totally
I
did.
tried.
Do you have a favorite, or do you have like an array of bars in your own shower and you're just like, I'm feeling this today? Or do you really
so
follow like your ailments?
No, my wife was like on me yesterday, actually, or like a couple of days ago. And yesterday I brought home a shit ton of soap. She was like, I'm tired of always using Nana and SP. Like that's all you ever bring home, and I'm like, that's like my fucking, those I love those ones, right?
Right.
And I'll constantly bring home like our limited editions or our experimentals or our R&Ds, right? Because I'm not going to sell something that I don't use or I haven't ran through myself. So yesterday I brought home probably close to 30 bars, and there's now 30 bars of soap in our shower, and it's absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be so happy. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds, yeah.
Oh,
It's fun, awesome. It's unfortunately for me, I've gone nose blind to a lot of like our aromas that we use. But like when we have a very unique limited edition, or we have a very interesting smell that stands out, right? I'm like, I smell it as soon as I open the door to the house before I'm even in the bathroom. I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
It's good. Like my cupboard smells so good right now.
Yeah.
Just like from the few that are still in there that I haven't tapped into yet. And they go well. It's not like it created this nasty, sometimes you have too many scents.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh dear Lord. But no, they all like are playing nicely together and they're just waiting to come out and play. So
amazing. Yeah, I mean we don't use any synthetic ingredients. We tried to be very like intentional and very thought out when we do create something, and so the aroma shouldn't clash ever, right? You shouldn't be forced to shower with the SP soap, as well as forced to use our SP lotion, as well as our SP bath salt or whatever, right? And it comes down to making sure that you have this sort of harmony, because we understand people have their own preferences when it comes to cologne or perfume, or their shampoo might be a certain aroma, and we don't want to be a point of contention. We're here to help.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't overtake anything. It, like
Yeah.
Heidi said, it plays well with others.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked to hear that you guys are enjoying the samples that you guys got.
So the other like shameless promotion I'll give to is that in addition to loving to be clean myself, I love my shower to be clean, and I love my soap dish to be clean, and your soap does not leave that gross, nasty residue.
Right. It doesn't. If you keep the bar dry, or you try to avoid humidity, we don't use any hardeners or artificial stiffeners or anything of that nature. So none of that is secreted from the bar when it's drying out, right? Essentially what happens with ours is the coconut, essentially it hardens on the outside of the bar and it encapsulates all the oils. So in between showers, it's sort of just marinating in the best of ways.
Right, the good kind.
Yeah. So your website, and I mean the way you run everything, it's very open, it's very inclusive in many ways. I mean the idea you have a manifesto, which take that, Ivory. But your kind of first, number one, top of the page one on the manifesto is people over profits. And also the fact that I noticed on the box, and it's on your websites everywhere, have a question, call us, a real life human being will answer the phone.
That's right.
Why is it these seem like such novel ideas. It's like, wait a second, a person will answer a phone if you call them? But this idea of just like, is this something you kind of, is there another way to do this? I mean, it sort of seems like
this is the way
it's been working all right for you guys.
Yeah, this is the way we do it. The idea, right? And again, we're a business, right? And to say people over profits from a capitalist, from a business, from an entrepreneur sort of level, it's a bit conflicting, and it's a bit it's curious, right? And I think for me, really, what happened in that space where we decided to make that one of our core beliefs was I was raised to make sure I never mistreat a human, regardless of their situation or color of their eyes or belief or choices, right? Like I was very much raised that a human is a human, and that's all that matters. And so when it comes to my business, I feel that something in business, generally speaking, in America, late stage capitalism, right? Like the human element is fucking gone, right? We're spending time on AI, and we're working on things that automate and speed up, right? Like I've there's an Amazon package once a week at my house, I'm fucking anti-Amazon though, right? And it's like, we're not Amazon, right? We aren't here to save the world, but we are here to be the different. We are here to be the anomaly. We are here to be the alternative, and something as small as instilling the human element from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel is in my opinion easy, because it's such an integral part of who I am. It's not actually the case. It's not easy. It's a pain in the ass. It's extremely difficult and resource intensive. But you noticed it, and it makes an impact to our customers, the people who have been showering with us for 5+ years, 10+ years, right? And to me, that's really what, again, sets the business apart from the brand. Our product speaks for itself. I don't need to tell you how good it is. You both have showered with it, and you both understand its capacity. The product does the job on its own of acquiring new eyes. If Heidi didn't hog the soap, her guests would be interested in Iron Lion soap.
Thanks, Heidi.
That's all my fault.
That's its job. And so what that does for us is it allows us to sort of spend energy and spend more time on the human side of the business, and that really is nurturing our existing community. So yeah, it really is people over profits, right? Like we have a really small, lean group of people that make Iron Lion come to life, and all of us share a similar idea on what success and financial freedom looks like. And so we don't need to make $200 million a year for us to be successful and still align ourselves with our morals and our manifesto. And that allows us to put something as sort of disruptive as people over profit at the top there.
Is it working?
Nope.
Thanks for being here. Let's all go cry now.
Yeah, no, it's not working in the sense of no 15-year-old business should be where we are, right? Mm-hmm. No business that I've spent countless hours and energy on should be at this level of success. But again, the success of our business isn't predicated on selling soaps. Therefore, the dollar amount and the metrics don't matter the same way they would do to a conventional business. Now, don't let me fool you, right? Like, we have probably top 0.1% in our industry on retention. We float around 70%. Our industry average is 22. We have our customer acquisitions are somewhere around 25 cents, where our industry average is close to $7.
Okay.
Wow.
Our repeat customer number, and this is my most proud metric, our repeat customers are somewhere around 89.5%.
It's huge.
Industry standard is somewhere around 3.
Yeah.
So we aren't making $60 million a month, a year, a decade, but our trajectory to growth and our runway that we're building ourselves, you can land an RC plane, or you can land, Air Force One. Like we can take it. I was raised by a very savvy businessman. My dad is an incredible entrepreneur, probably one of the best that I know. And he's always told me, like, there's no such thing as an overnight success. It's a 10-year overnight success. And I've simply just had to adjust the quote to it's a 15-year overnight success, and like we're cruising. I'm in it for the long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I love that. Yeah. That like even our silly show, it's kind of the same thing. Like we have a very similar situation to what you're doing in the sense of like our listeners love us, so everyone loves it. It's wonderful, but we're doing it for the right reasons, and it's not like making gazillions of dollars, but we're stuck together and we're stuck doing this forever because we love it and we love what it does. So
and the people you support love it, and they support you because you love them, and it's just this beautiful sort of harmony. And until you start doing it because it's paying for for your new car, or your sponsored ads are now from Mercedes, so you get a cool loaner car once a month, right? Like, yeah, that's fucking nice, right? But if that was never the objective to begin with, you shouldn't pivot your business model to benefit you if you're in it for your customers. And again, that's, for us, that looks like another one of our pieces of the manifesto, which is community over commerce. And again, it's just however you define it, right? And I think those things, like you said, like, Luke, is it working? No, it's not working, because my partner still has another job. It's not working because my videographer has 3 other clients, right? Like, he's a freelancer. So in a sense, no, it's not working. But are we achieving the things that we want to achieve by being able to go to bed at night with a smile on our face and actually impact people and hear testimonials of things being life-changing for people because of a fucking bar of soap? It's working. It's working incredibly well.
For more information, to order your own soap or to get a soap subscription, check out ironlionsoap.com. You can also follow them on Twitter, where they're at Iron Lion Soap, and on Facebook, where they're at Iron Lion Soap Co.
You can check us out on all the various socials. Be sure to visit our website, and don't forget to leave us a review.
Today's show is produced by myself and Heidi Hedquist. Our reluctant producers are John Sauvé and Sandy Stone. Our willing producers are Rachel Allen and Randy Jeanette. Our intern is Zach Jackson. This one's for Philippe. Thanks for joining us. Flash, we're coming home.
Nigel, is that you? Are you here, Nigel?